everyone. This is Donna's Happy Hour. Just a reminder to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you get future notifications of the videos. And please leave a comment. Thank you. Have a great day. In regards to actually starting to play, so you, at 3 or 4, when you went to see Yes, that is adorable. Which a great band. Yeah, so you know, yeah, I could see why it influenced you. When did you get your first guitar?
I got my first guitar, I believe. So my parents ended up buying me, and this was out of a toy store. It was an acoustic guitar, and they weren't, because I said I wanted to play guitar, and before they made the investment, they're like, let's see how long he sticks with it.
How long he sticks with it, right?
And
smart.
And I had this guitar, and the strings were about 3 or 4 inches off the fretboard, and it was really hard to press down, and it tore up my fingers. But I stood by the CD player, and I was just listening to how the harmony was trying to form, and I didn't really know it at the time. Right. But I started getting down some chords, and then about a year later, my parents bought me, it was an Ibanez Jazz hollow body, and that's when I started. That must have been like night and day. It didn't leave my side. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep with it in my hands.
Oh my God, really? Wow. Yeah. You know, that's the other amazing thing. When I listen, you know, when I interview people, I find it so fascinating to find out when they became involved. And as a matter of fact, and I tell this story a lot, and you're going to hear it again. A friend of mine, her daughter, one day I called her up and we're chatting, and I hear somebody in the background playing the piano. And I could tell it was a song from The Lion King. And I'm like, who's playing the piano? Because I knew it wasn't my girlfriend, and I knew it wasn't her husband, and I knew I think her other daughter was not even living at the house at that point. And she said, Gail. And I went, now, Gail was all of 4. Wow. And I go, she's using both hands. That's tough. I go, and how did she learn to play it? She taught herself. She also taught herself at 4 years old how to read sheet music. Wow. Wow. So some people just have it. It's to me, I just, you know, and you have to either, you know, believe that, you know, if they lived in, you know, reincarnation. Like, how could I mean, like Mozart, how could that be? You know, it's just amazing. But it's also hereditary, you know, because the same thing with artists, you know, like that paint. It's usually something that they inherit. A good ear for music, a good vocal, you know, being able to sing. It's usually hereditary. Yeah. You know? It's interesting because I feel like some minds are just equipped from the start to excel in that or follow that through. Exactly, yeah. And there again, it's some people never had any lessons in their life. And they could play amazing. And they can play amazing, you know. Or, as a matter of fact, my brother is one of those people. He never had a vocal lesson in his life. Wow. And his voice is just phenomenal, you know. It's just there, you know. Yeah, I think it also comes just from love of the art of art itself. Well, that's the other thing too. Yes, you know, and it's a gift, you know, and that's what I guess a gift is. You know, is that it's something that you are just born with, and some people use it, some people don't, you know, which is so sad. But it is an amazing, and it just, that's why I guess that I do what I do here, because I love music, and I sit there and I'm like one of those people that, again, I danced. So I never really learned how to play an instrument, although I did start actually with the cajon now.
Oh, cool.
So I'm playing the cajon. I am yes, I'm loving, you know, because that was easy to transfer your feet kind of to the rhythm, you know.
You can feel it.
Exactly, you can feel it. It's not quite the same, but you know.
The more and more you get used to it.
Well, you know, the other thing too is that I was trained to, obviously, with my feet, you know, you're going to the rhythm of the music, and it's kind of the same in that sense, obviously.
Can carry some things over.
Yeah.
I think, it's interesting. There's definitely a lot of trial and error too. Whatever you do, you know, whether even people who maybe it looks as if, wow, you know, they just picked it up so easy.
Right.
What it took to get there is a lot of experimentation, seeing what works and what doesn't.
What doesn't work. Well, you know, come to mind is recently I was watching a program in regards to the hoofers. You know, and these guys had no formal training in tap dancing, because that tap was my thing. And to watch them was absolutely amazing. I mean, they're doing, when you, which I did, take tap classes and lessons, the two hardest steps is what they call a single wing and a double wing, okay? And it takes a long time to perfect that, you know? And don't ask me to do it. Sorry. Wouldn't be pretty. But I used to be really, really good at it. So, but I'm watching these guys who I know had no formal training, and they're doing double wings and single, you know, and it's making it look easy. And where did, you know, obviously they watched maybe somebody that did it and just kept trying and trying and trying, and it's the same thing, you know, at the guitar. Definitely. You must have sat there with that guitar and said, you know, you saw somebody either, you know, doing a certain song, or you heard a certain song, and you're like, I'm going to get that darn thing if it kills.
Yeah, and it's still like that nowadays.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I listen to records, and there's a couple artists like George Benson and Pat Martino. Like some of them, they make everything look so easy, and it's so expressive, and it's. What I'm starting to learn now is I'm trying to play what's in my mind rather than visually looking at the guitar and seeing what's available.
Right.
I think it's very direct at that point when you're playing what's in your head, and it becomes very personal at that point. But it takes a lot of trial and error to see what's okay. What can I do? What seems comfortable to play, and what can I change about it?
Right.
And you're always fine-tuning your style.
Well, of course, and also the transitions that you make. You know, you're constantly. I noticed one of the things today, and I noticed that the last time I saw you play, is that you're up and down that neck. You're like at the tippy top of it, and then all the way down to the bottom of it, and. You know, I've seen a lot of music, they don't utilize, to me, the whole spectrum that you could, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the guitar is a very physically demanding instrument, you know, with the right hand picking, and then you have the left hand moving up and down.
Right.
But when you have the fretboard, to me, it's very difficult, because you have the fret, you can ascend in pitch from left to right, and it looks like you're going up and down the guitar, and then also
you're going right,
and
exactly,
vertically.
yes.
So there's a couple different aspects which you got to take into account. And it takes a while. I know I try to sing whatever I play, and that helps me kind
interesting.
memorize it, and also I know whatever I'm playing to be true.
Oh, interesting. That's very interesting. I never thought of that. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And please,
Pleasure.
I don't want you to be a stranger, so, you know, everybody, Nick Pappalardo, and remember his name. I'm sure you're going to be seeing a lot more of him.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.